Let's Learn English with Jawad. Today is lesson 10, and today we are going to talk about present perfect tense and its use. Present perfect tense is one of the tenses and that we usually use a lot, and nowadays in everyday conversations people use it, and the structure is a little complicated for some people because present perfect, the structure of this tense is a little, for some it might be a little weird, but so we can clarify that part hopefully along with some examples here, okay, or through some examples here. I'm going to teach you that what the specifics we need to know about this and what's the use. I can tell you this, that I don't think we will be able to learn it in one day. So I'll do this in a way to cover most of our stuff. So what I have done is in this particular lesson, I'm going to use different examples, but the definition I have expanded the definition to include all elements within. So there's no short definition. If you want to learn it through a shortcut, you might be, but the elements within this tense, I think those are very, very critical. We have to understand those. If we don't pay attention to those, then we're just wasting our time. So basically, these are notes that I learned probably in 1991 to 1993, 94. I did my diploma and did some higher education later on. But I did use some material from another book. In this book, I have to translate it. It's a complete English grammar, and it's a book that I got almost 26 years ago. And this book is the best, and it's this book is a composition of material derived from probably 8 to 12 other books. So it's in a different language. It's not in my native language, but I do understand the other language, so I have to go through that, and I have to translate it into English, into the English language, or into English, and then I have to write down my notes here. I obviously go on Google, and sometimes I take materials from Google. It's not that everything here is perfect, 100% mine. I hate plagiarism. I hate when people steal stuff from others. But that's the book I told you. This book I got as a gift 26, 27 years ago. And I really love this book. I'm so glad I have it with me. But anyway, so we're going to speak about what present perfect tense is and when we can use it and how many ways do we have to use it in. So the definition says, first of all, we use present perfect tense to talk about actions which started in the past and are still continuing. So we talk about things that we started in the past, and those things are still continuing, okay? So we can use the present perfect tense, present perfect tense to talk about activities or something which happened or did not happen. That's a negative form, or it's not important or not known when it happened. So we talk about some stuff that hasn't happened yet. That's a negative form of present perfect statements or assertive sentence. Or we don't know when this thing happened, or the activity that we are talking about. We don't know if it happened or when it happened. Either the time is unknown or the time is not specific. Or we can also say that actions which happened in the past but have an effect or impact in the present. So something we did in the past, but the effect is here in today's world. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about the present time. So, or we can call it a combination of present and past tense. So this all comes here. Present perfect is used especially nowadays as a combination of present and past tense. So I'll give you guys examples and I will clarify the definition by itself. So from here to here, it's all one definition, but it has 3 to 4 different use of present perfect. Okay. So we can call it a combination of present and past tense. Okay. So usually we use it to say how long. And we need since or for when we're using that. We often use stative verbs. Now, somebody will say, what is stative verbs? Stative verbs include, often relate to thoughts and opinions, agree, believe, doubt, guess, imagine, how, knowing someone, mean, recognize, remember, suspect, think, understand feelings and emotions, dislike, hate, like, love, prefer, want, wish, senses, perceptions, appear, be, whatever, etc. So this is coming up to here. So what I would do, I would just forget this and I'll just say, just go with it. Okay, for now at least you know these are the things. Now here, these are these lines represent the definition, but here we're going to talk about different use. Okay, so the first one says the present perfect is often used for an action that started at some time in the past and is still continuing now. So in this case, the words for with a length of or period of time and since with a specific time, starting time, are usually used with present perfect. Example, okay, so when we talk about something that started at some point time in the past and is still continuing now, we usually use for, okay, and for we use with a length or period of time. Okay, let's say for 4 years, for 2 months, for 5 days, for 10 minutes, for 2 centuries, stuff like that. We use for plus. Okay, let's do it this way. We use for plus with a length or period of time, and then we use since. When we use since, we have to use since plus a specific starting time, which means since 2 o'clock, since last week, since last month, since last Friday, since this morning, since 6 o'clock this morning. So these are specific times that when we use since, we have to have a specific time. But when we use for, we have to use a duration of time, a length of time, a period of time, okay? Example here says, he has waited for 5 hours. Now, for, we use for he has waited for 5 hours. Let's say for now, for example, right now it's 6 o'clock. Okay, right now it's 6 o'clock. It's 6 o'clock. Okay, so let's say, okay, comma. So for example, we say right now it's it is 6 o'clock. Okay, so it's 6 o'clock. He has waited for 5 hours. This is something he started 5 hours ago. So if we do 5 hours, if you minus 5 hours from 6 o'clock, it's 1 o'clock. So we can say he came here 5 hours ago, or he came here. So he has been here since 1, let's say for example, p.m. So this is what I mean. So when we use for and since, okay. 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 They have worked at Toyota since 2019. Right now it's 2023. So they have worked at Toyota since 2019. It means they started working at Toyota in 2019. So let's say it's 4 years ago. Okay. They started working at Toyota in 2019. So this is simple past. This is present perfect. Okay. And are still working. So it means, okay, that they started in 2019, but they're still working. So this is an action which started in the past and it's still continuing. So use number 2, actions, single subject action or repeated actions, which happen at some unknown time in the past. We discussed here that we talk about something that started in the past or happened in the past at a unknown time. That's exactly the second use we're going to elaborate on. We can use the present perfect to say that something happened or didn't happen. So when we talk about the negative form, if you want to talk about um, negative form as structured or formed by using has, not, or hasn't, or have not, or haven't. Okay, so this is how we structure our negative statement. Okay, negative form is formed. Okay, we know that when we use has or what for we use has, and when we use have or what for we use have, we know it here. So we can use the present perfect to say that something happened or didn't happen. Negative form. Okay, negative form. Or it's not important or it's unknown when it happened. So in this case, we often use the words already. Okay, we use already, not yet. Okay, or ever, never, stuff like that. I think we should a little elaborate here. Okay, so we can use the present perfect to say that something happened in the past or did not happen in the past. Negative form, or it's not important. Okay, the time is not important or the time is not known or when it happened. So in this case, we often use the words already. We use, oh my goodness, this thing is, okay, so here it talks. We often use the words already, not yet, ever, or never, along with the present perfect. Okay, so I have examples given here that will clarify your misconception or confusion created here. These words usually go in front of the past participle. Now, what's the meaning of past participle? Past participle mean third form of the verb. Third form of a verb is called past participle. Okay. For example, I'll give you example. I have example there. For example, you say work. Second form is worked, used for past tense, and a past participle is the form of the verb that we use with present perfect. Okay, and past perfect. We'll talk about that later on. Worked, worked, worked. Okay. Um, write, wrote, written. Um, go, went, gone. So the third form of the verb is called past participle. I'll just give you guys these examples so you have no confusion. Let's do another one. Fly, flew, flown. So the base form of the verb, we use it for a simple present. Flew is used for simple past, and flown is past participle used with present perfect. That's a structure. We'll have it later on, okay? So now here, okay, so example says, I've already had my lunch. I have already had my lunch. So with I, we know that we use have, we never say has. So I have, or I can say this way. I can do this way. That's the short form. That's I've, I have is a complete form. I've already had my lunch. She has not showed up yet. Or you can just say she hasn't, or she has not showed up yet. It means to this very moment we haven't seen her. We don't know if she's coming or not. She hasn't showed up yet. So the third example says they have never invited us. They have never. So with this we can use a short form or contraction form. It's this. They have never invited us. Another one. Have you ever tasted Adam's fruit cake? Adam is, let's say, bakery, and we are asking question. Have you ever tasted Adam's fruit cake? The answer is yes, we have, or no, we have not. And the third use says, some may find this a little more difficult than the other two. So the above first use and second use we already spoke, and the third one some may find it more difficult or confusing compared to these two. Okay, so in this case the action happened at some time in the past, but the effect of the action is still important now. It's easier to understand this use if we compare present perfect sentences with simple past. I think I did the top, but I'm going to do it again. I have broken my glasses. It means I have broken my glasses. It means something happened in the past, but the impact is still going on. This is present perfect. So it means my glasses are still not fixed or not repaired and they're broken. It means I have broken my glasses in the past and still don't have new ones, or my glasses haven't been fixed yet. They haven't fixed. Okay, they haven't fixed their water tank. Okay, so it means the action started in the past and it's still continuing. So maybe we talk about yesterday. They haven't fixed their water tank. Their water tank is still leaking. Okay, so let's say still leaking. Now, if we want to talk this with past, simple past, we will say, I broke my glasses yesterday and I repaired them this morning. So this talks about an action which we started and we completed at a particular time in the past. I think this should be it for today. We will go and talk about the singular and plural sentences and the structure and the formation of our sentences tomorrow or in a different lesson. This was part one of present perfect, when we can use it and when we can use it. Please read these examples. It's very easy. If you focus, just go through each line, pause it, read it, and compare. If you have any question, please, any question, just ask me, and I'll try to answer it. And share it, like it together. Subscribe to the channel so we can reach out to more people. Take care and thank you very much.